Happy Friday. Hillary Clinton's numbers are dropping faster now than at the same point in her doomed 2008 campaign. The Washington Post has been crunching the numbers from the Real Clear Politics average. And according to the analysis, Hillary was in much better shape, actually, nationally in her first campaign than she is in her second time around. The newspaper is likening her to a favored thoroughbred in the Kentucky Derby that somehow manages to come up short.
Ouch.
And while the candidates battled one another last night, they also had their eyes on Hillary Clinton and the general election.
Here's my warning to everybody out in the audience tonight. If you're worried about the world being on fire, you're worried about how we're going to use our military, you're worried about strengthening our military, and you're worried most of all about keeping your homes and your families safe and secure, you cannot give Hillary Clinton a third term of Barack Obama.
Hillary Clinton would be a national security disaster. Think about it. She wants to continue down the path of Iran, Benghazi, the Russian reset, Dodd-Frank, all the things that have gone wrong in this country. She would be a national security mess. She might be going back and forth between the White House and the courthouse. We need to stop that.
I would go, first of all, one step further in this description of Hillary Clinton. She wouldn't just be a disaster. Hillary Clinton is disqualified from being Commander-in-Chief of the United States.
Julie, did you just say that that was a priceless line?
I said, no. I said, poor Jeb Bush, he practices these lines, and they're good lines, and he just can't deliver them well. That's what I mean.
Delivery?
But let's take the content of what he said, the White House to the courthouse. I mean, that's pretty serious stuff.
It's a good line. It's a great line, especially for the audience that he's trying to appeal to. Look, I don't understand. I never understood. Christie actually got this early on better than most people. Why they don't go after her better
and
harder?
He was here in Jersey when she was a senator in New York.
Well, they were
maybe
friends.
He gets it better because, they've
No. I just think he understood the mood of the Republican electorate better as opposed to going after each other. I don't understand why they never started going after her, setting themselves up, each one, as the messenger who's going to be able to take to her in the general election. Look, I mean, quite honestly, if I were running in the Republican primary, all I would do is go after her. Why go after each other when you can audition to be the person in front of the Republican primary who can be the person to take on the Democratic frontrunner in November?
Rich, why do you think she's doing worse now at this point in her campaign than she was in 08?
It's really amazing. It's understandable. We were talking about this earlier. It's understandable to lose to Barack Obama, one of the most talented politicians of this generation, but what's the excuse to perhaps be losing to Bernie Sanders, a 70-year-old socialist? And the answer has to be that no one really believes in her sincerity. She doesn't excite anyone, and it's a little bit like if Republicans have succeeded in running everyone out of the race and keeping everyone out of the race except for Jeb Bush and Ben Carson. In that circumstance, Ben Carson would have 45%, be challenging Jeb, and have enormous crowds. And if she loses in Iowa, in New Hampshire, it's going to shake her campaign, perhaps to the core.
I think it's even more simple than that, though. People just don't like her. I mean, when I talk to my Democrat friends, they both say, I really like
just two of them?
Am I one of them? I vote for her, but I really like Bernie Sanders.
And you're one of them, so I guess there's only
Who's
one.
the other?
Like the other one said, I'd vote for her, but I really like Kasich. I mean, it's like people say I would reluctantly vote for her, but I don't like her. And that's why I can never get any traction. And that's why at the beginning, it seems like people are enthusiastic on the left, and then they sort of peter out.
A light bulb just went on over my head. So remember when then candidate Barack Obama said she's likable enough? I mean, what if Bernie Sanders is smart like a fox? What if he's not going after her at those debates? And boy, he's doing a good job of doing that. Because he stays likable in that sense. And it's so much easier to then foil the side that you just mentioned. People just don't like what they see.
No, he's not that smart like a fox, or he wouldn't have said, I'm sick and tired of hearing about her emails. I mean, you have a Democratic candidate who is under investigation by the FBI. It's never happened in history before, and they say that it's no big deal on the left. It's a huge deal. But, Melissa, you hit on it. She's not a likable candidate, and she's a bad candidate, and she's always been a really bad candidate. And it's no coincidence, Harris, people are making the comparison that she's a thoroughbred horse who can't get over the line. She's on her way to the glue factory in a real way. No, it's true.
Yeah, she went there. She went there.
I didn't make the horse analysis. It wasn't me. Somebody else did.
We're going to be
Just a metaphor.